Kamusta. Today I'm in Manila, Philippines, in the Makati district, and I've linked up with an old friend here. Met him about 8 years ago, just rapping on the street. His name is Jojo, and these streets are mean, so I want to hear his story on how he got here in this position, and what he's doing to get out of here, and tell us some stories about life on the streets in Manila.
What's up, man?
So I'm with the homie Jojo.
Yeah.
We're going to hear his story today on
Okay.
how he came to Manila, where he grew up, and what's going on with his life now. So let's start like right at the beginning, on like where were you born, where were you raised?
Yeah, I was like born here in the Philippines, like in the province, Bulacan, and I went back to the States when I was like 16 years old. So from there, I got deported, and I'm back here in Makati for a few years now.
So when you say you went back to the States, so you grew up in the state, you were born in the Philippines?
No, I was born in the Philippines, and then I went to the States,
Okay.
not back. Sorry.
So you moved to the States when you were about 16?
Of course,
Okay. And which
Yeah.
area of the States were you in?
LA, Los Angeles, man.
Okay. Big up
LA.
LA? Yeah.
Check this one out, LA.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
tap there.
LA,
LA.
man.
LA.
Anyway.
Which area of LA were you in?
I live in West Covina. It's about 30 minutes from downtown,
Okay.
and basically there's a lot of Filipinos in that neighborhood and Mexicans as well. That's why, yo aprendí español en la calle, este. Yo people with the paisano. What's up, homies? Yeah. Anyway,
So you're there at 16, you're running in LA, and then what happened next? You mentioned deportation. So
yeah, I got deported because you know how it is. Like, at first I was renting a house. A one-bedroom house in West LA, and I was paying like $1,600 a month. So, I work as a food and beverage like assistant to the director, and I had a great position in a hotel, in a nice hotel really. So I had like Mexican employees, and one day they told me, Jojo, you can move in with us for like $600 a month on a bigger one-bedroom apartment. So I considered this. So I moved in with the Mexicans downtown, and I was really happy with the place. Then 3 months later, the whole compound got raided. I was in the middle of it, me not knowing what's going on, right? So this is like the most messed up part that had happened, because it's like I don't gangbang, right? I do party once in a while, but then I'm not really into that type of culture where a lot of the homies there, they gangbang and all that shit. They get involved with drugs. I party once in a while, but then again, I'm not deep into it. So when I got involved with this case, man, it's such a huge thing for me. So everybody else got 10 years and over.
what was the case for?
The case was for drugs. They gave me possession because the plea bargaining. I took the plea bargaining, and they gave me possession with intent to sell.
Okay.
So and this is like cocaine, a quantity of them. So I took the plea bargaining, right, and
What was the plea bargain?
5 years with half.
Okay.
So since I ain't got no record, I did 5 years in prison, and 2.5 years out of the 5 I did. And then,
So how old were you at this point?
yeah, this one I did 2.5 years. Plus,
How old were you at this point?
Probably right around 30 plus.
Okay, you're around 30.
Like, yeah, mid-30s.
First time in jail.
Yes, first time in prison, and I've been in jail for like minor stuff. Like traffic violations, joyride, those kind of stuff. But never, did caught a drug case. This one was the first drug case that I caught. So the most messed up part of this is when I got released. When I did that 2.5 years, I really did my very best to like think and try to learn how the system works. So I figured when I get out of here, I'm gonna be a new person. I'm gonna be working really hard, make sure I'll provide for my 2 kids, my son, Charles Joseph, and my daughter, Christine Monique Abrazaldo, and they're all from California, and I miss them, by the way. So I told myself I'm gonna do this when I get released from prison, and I was expecting that, like I can be able to get a good jump start, but on my release date, immigration picked me up right at the gate of prison system, the prison. And so I figured I'm still gonna fight this, and I'm not giving up, right? So I went to a hearing, and I begged the judge. I said, Your Honor, I have no relatives back in the Philippines, and all my life I live here in Los Angeles. and I have 2 children here. And as you can see my record, I've been working all the time. Like I never had a month where I was unemployed, and most of the time I had 2 jobs. One full time and one part time. And so when the judge gave the sentence, or the judgment that I will get deported, that just took my whole world
Like
apart.
crushing you.
Correct, because I'm gonna be separated with my kids. So I just, I just try to be hard, even though I'm not like capable of handling all this pressure. Suddenly I'm like here all alone, missing my kids and my wife, and just losing everything I have, just because, of a simple drug case. That's not even supposed to be that hard. Just because these people are not really considering how things are done, or basically a lot of these guys that made all this decision regarding these types of cases are people who just rely on books, rely on whatever it is that they hear from their community. That's why when I got out here in the streets and I've learned the system more in these drug thing, man, I was like, dude, there shouldn't be no harsh judgment, especially in these drug cases, man. Because these people deserve an opportunity. These people are not that bad like how they promote it, man. They promote, oh, this rapist, he did that rape because he's under drugs, he's under the influence. They're trying to make such a big issue of something that's filled with lies, man.
Sure, got it. So you came back you were sent to the Philippines. You had no relatives in the Philippines.
No, I went back to the province and my grandma passed away, and so this is like, dude, it's like really harsh on me, And when I left the Philippines, people are more caring to each other. Like my relatives are, oh, you can spend the evening, you can just, like hang out with us. But when I got back there, they're not the same. Everybody be like, oh no, you don't have cash, I'm sorry, we can't be able to help you out. So it's a whole different story for myself, right? So I figured I cannot stay in the province. I have to like do something about myself, make some money and all that stuff. So here I am.
Came to
I
Manila.
dragged my butt here in Manila. First in Malate is like another city,
Don't know Manila yet.
and it's been a hard, a couple of years for me learning all this, runarounds. I got involved, the whole shebang,
Sure.
the whole in and outs, like working hard or hardly working, or dealing with these girls. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, with the whole 9 yards, meaning the dope, the bitches, the scams that I have to like, go out there and don't get me wrong, I get scammed, when I first got here, but I did not put myself into doing it. But there are situations where people think that you're part of it because you're Filipino as well.
Sure,
and you're
sure.
part of the neighborhood. No, it's not like that.
Is there more scams going on in this neighborhood because it's where the sex tourists are coming?
Correct, because of the sex
this is a red
tourism.
light area, so it's like this is where the scams are.
Correct,
happening,
and you know what the scam is all about? The number one scammers here, number one, the politicians. No, well, the number one scam in these particular areas, don't get me wrong, okay, are most likely the women that works for all these whorehouses, these brothels, and these bars. Because I'm telling you, you would not get any truth, not even one single truth from these women that works in the street. Everything that they will say or you hear from them are things that they know that you would want to hear from them. They will say it just because they know they're gonna get tipped. Oh, honey, you be looking good. Man, you so sexy. You made me 5 times last night. You know what I mean? And then boys will be like, yeah, I'm a stud muffin. So they go back to their country and be like, yeah, I'm going back to the Philippines. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
All these lies, back to back lies. And don't say to them, I'm trying to be childish about this. Homeboys, ladies and gentlemen, there are professionals and executives that comes to the Philippines, and they would probably think that they cannot be able to do that. So, I'm mature enough, and I'm very well educated for them to come up to me with this crap.
Sure. Did you speak to Carlo before?
Yes, I did.
So you did have
Yes,
a
sir.
language at least.
But anyway, to continue on, like, when they get to the subject matter, they say, oh, they're rough and tough, that they cannot be able to be a victim of these women scammers. The moment these chicks put their hands and embrace you and whisper something in your ears, and then knees, like, they get down on their knees like praying, hey, I'm telling you, you're gonna turn or twist your decision around. That's a guarantee, you know. That thing there, down there, is very powerful. It's very manipulative, homeboys. So all you gotta do, man, is, you know, educate yourself regarding all this. I'm not saying you abstain from that thing, but you gotta educate yourself more on how you would not let it be dominant over whatever decisions that we're gonna make. You see what I mean?
Sure.
And I'm sorry, like all the reputation out there in the streets, like regarding Jojo, you know, oh, he's crazy, you know. You would not even see him think like straight. You know, he's a fucking drug addict, he's a wife beater. Dude, if you're just gonna listen to all these lies, go come see for yourself. Hang out with Jojo, see what's up, right?
Yeah, you see Jojo around Makati, you know, we bump into each other every time we're here.
You know,
Obviously, you know, it's always good to link up with him. So, tell me, how long have you been on the streets in Makati?
in Makati, I've been here since 2010.
2010, so
Correct.
like 12 years
Yes, sir.
on the streets. You know,
And that 12 years, you know, you learn more about this. You know, I had a girl and all that. I'm not even going to go there. But, you know, people might think, oh, for 12 years being out on the streets and you haven't done anything to yourself yet. Please don't, like, look at it in that way. You know, that 12 years is a very great learning experience for myself and a very great learning experience to our viewers as well and to the people around us. And I'm hoping that even though it's not rewarding for me, all the sacrifices that we have to put up on the street, even if it's not rewarding for myself financially, the greatest reward is for someone who watches what we're doing and learns something from it. And out of their own experience, they don't have to go through that same path for them to learn
sure.
what's needed to be learned, right? I don't have to go through it myself and experience it myself to learn from it. I saw Jojo going through this, so I'm going to be smart enough and learn from Jojo's experience. And for me, man, if people have to go, you know, through that same thing where, oh, we learn from Jojo's experience, it will be so rewarding for me, even not in a financial manner. And that's from the heart.
Sure.
People around here, they know it.
There's a lot of poverty in the Philippines,
That's
especially
correct,
like
sir.
Manila. So, how do you see the poverty affecting things? Do you see a lot of crazy shit that's happened on here? Is
Yeah.
there a lot of crazy shit? What's some of the craziest
But of
shit
course.
you've seen? What's the craziest
Um,
shit you've seen in these
Okay,
12
talking
years?
about morality, you know, we are a Roman Catholic country. There's a lot of Christian, it's getting hot. Anyway, can we like move a little bit?
Yeah, we'll go into the sun.
You know, we're a Roman Catholic country. Majority are Christians as well, and of course we have our Muslim population. Now, regarding morals and characters, what I'm saying is, poverty is not an excuse for me to actually do something wrong. Meaning, I'm in poverty level right now, but guess what? I'm not stealing from people, right? I'm not, robbing people or pickpocketing them, even though I have the opportunity to do it. No. Every morning, I wake up and say, thank God, I'm alive, another opportunity for me to live. I flag taxi. You'll see me out on Makati Avenue, flagging taxi for everybody, right? There's
But
always...
Is that some of the things that you've had to do in the past? Rob,
Correct.
pickpocket, etc.
No, not me. Honestly, I never learned how to pickpockets.
Right.
I'm really, bad at doing that. Because the moment I started working with my friends or they invited me to go with them, the moment I find out that they're doing something wrong, I get freaky, baby. I get so paranoid. And they told me, Jojo, you cannot run with us because you're paranoid. So nobody on the streets like me, man. Jojo, we cannot be able to do this with you because, man, we're gonna get busted because you get freaky and paranoid. So, they stay away from me, I stay away from them. But that's what I'm saying. You cannot use poverty as an excuse for you to do something bad or wrong in your community. When I see a foreigner walking on the streets and he'll be like on his cell phone trying to look for someone, I do approach this person. Sir, are you finding everything okay? Is there any way I could be of service?
Okay.
That's it. And most likely, like half of the time, people will say, oh, you know what? Where can I find these places? Now, the reason why a lot of people are not doing this is because they always wanted to get to that big bucks. Quickly.
Quick money.
Homeboy, I don't. I've been out here producing jump home and synergy, whatever it is, homie, for many years. And still, man, I'm getting change. Coins for all the hard work that they make millions out of it, dude. But still, I wake up in the morning and I tell myself, I ain't gonna complain, I ain't gonna bitch about this. I go out there and find an opportunity for me to make money. Because I know that one day, things will be different. The law of karma.
karma will come. Yeah.
Correct. You know, one day, you know, one cool guy will come up to me and say, Jojo, you've been out on the street for many years. You know what? I've been seeing you out here, and you know, this millionaire would have enough cash to say, man, let me change your life, Jojo. Here's a little bit of money for you to maybe buy your car, or you know, for you to start your own tour guiding business. You know what I mean? I know that one day that opportunity will come.
Something will happen. Yeah,
You know, not because of any other reason, but I work really hard.
yeah. Sure.
That's my main reason for that. And the reason, and the most important thing is I work really hard, and I know that I'm gonna bump into that, you know, opportunity to where I'm gonna earn good money.
Sure.
You know what I mean, I'm not just gonna sit on my butt and say, man, I want millions. I'm just gonna go in front of the camera and say, please help. Hell no. I'm not gonna say that. What I'm gonna tell you guys is this. Ladies and gentlemen, sir, my name is Jojo. I got deported from the States. I work the street of Makati Avenue and P. Burgos, which is the red light district here in Makati. What I do is I take people bar hopping. I run errands for people. If you check in into one of these hotels, you need your laundry done, I'm always down at the lobby. You'll see me. My name is Jojo. You need to rent a car. You need to go to a certain volcano that just erupted a couple weeks ago, like the Taal. You know, I'll take you there. You want to go shopping, anything, as long as I can provide service to you guys. You know, and that's just the way I am. And I know
If
that
you see Jojo on the streets, approach him. You know, like have a chat with him, and then let him help you in any way that you know he can.
Please.
Can.
And you know, I need that job as well. You know, any job opportunity that I get from the streets and from you guys, I want to thank you guys from the heart. And people will always like, I was with Jay, we were like chatting, you know, in one of the hotels, like say, you know, I'm not gonna mention anything, but we were like having a great conversation, and then suddenly the security guys just, you know, came up
They
to
flipped
Jay.
on you yesterday, right?
Yeah, suddenly they just, man.
They told me not to talk to you, right? They
And
said,
I go, why? What's the reason why you're telling all these foreigners that I'm that bad of a person? If I'm that bad of a person, don't you think I should be in jail, not on the streets, man? If I'm that bad of a person, I should not be here. I should be in jail, right?
So how do the police treat you here? You have a relationship with them? No
Correct.
relationship?
Before they're always giving me a hard time, man. Before I developed more of my paranoia, because everybody was like, you know, kulata, you know, everybody's trying to intimidate me on the streets. They try to each and every imaginable way that they could intimidate me and like put me down. And one of the things that they use is the cops. Before, man, they say, oh, the cops are there, and I'll be like, you know what I mean? I'll be all scared until I develop this, dude, paranoid shit. Anywhere I go and I see those sirens, I go, you know what I mean? Because for no other reason, oh, we'll fuck with Jojo, you know, we're kind of envious because he earned a little bit of money and he's doing this and we're not doing anything, and we want to steal his skills. Let's try to make him look like a bit crazy.
Sure. So how about like the rest of like the people on the streets here and the drug problems? Is there big drugs? Are most people on drugs here that are on the streets? Or is it, what's turned a lot of the people
honestly,
into the
right?
streets?
There's two groups on this that I can like relate to. These types of drug users are the one who just want to do something great or enjoy and party for their own selves and not care about the community. So when you see them on the street, they'll be like zombies, all high and all fucked up, and they just don't care. The other group is people like us. You know, I'm not gonna hide guys at the party once in a while, right? Like, you know, I hook up with a customer client, and dude, I provide impeccable service. Impeccable. If someone tells me, Jojo, if you provide impeccable service, you're gonna be with me for the rest of the week, and any requests that they give me, I have to like really provide for them. Like we go to a restaurant and they want something that's not in the menu, I will speak and pull out the sous chef and say, sous chef, I want you to, you know, make this certain dish for this. Meaning, even if it's not on the menu, me, Jojo, providing this type of service, I will make a way. Just so you will go back to your country and say, I had a great time in the Philippines, in Makati, you know, and I would not even believe that all these modifications from what I really wanted, not only on a business perspective, but in a personal pleasure perspective as well, was done great. Why? We met these people from the streets, you know, and we can't even believe how they can do things or how can they modify things. Guys, out here, we go to certain situation every day, so we have to use our head, right? If we don't, we're not gonna survive. So modifying these problems and going to all these stressful situations, trust me. I mean, trust us out here in the streets. We can do much better from a guy that, you know, that stays in one of those condos. You put that guy that stays in that condo in the street for a week, man, their road will be torn, you know, tormented. But us, we can be very flexible. You can put us anywhere, and we can actually adjust to these situations.
So how did the streets get affected when like Duterte's war on drugs come in? Was there people disappearing? Was it?
Yeah,
like,
that's,
did that change the situation?
The way I see this is I listen, you know, I watch TV, and every day I go to 7-Eleven and I look at the paper. It's so painful for me, right, that every day in the Metro Manila areas alone, you see, you know, 30 people in this part of the city died and who got killed, and you watch the TV that's all about Tokhang. That's what they call that operation. Cops are going to these homes, and most likely these people had a, you know, a gunfight with them, whatever. I cannot actually tell, you know, or speak about what's the truth or not. You know, that's why we had a court system that does this thing, right? But the way the media look at this matter, it was like terrible. Every day there's, again, like after a few years, a couple years, the total number was 8,000 Filipinos died of Tokhang. Meaning they died, they got killed because they were victims of this issue of drug addiction.
So is there a worry though that someone says, you know, puts it on you or something that says, oh, he's a drug dealer, you know, he's a drug dealer. Is there any worry like that?
Yeah,
that's coming through?
that was really painful for us because we're in the streets, and I mean, we did not like to, you know, these guys know that, you know, before I used to be on this like on a daily basis, but now you can see, you know, I'm kind of like well straight. I straightened up my life, but I am not a liar. I get through these things occasionally, you know.
So tell me about what happened in COVID times on the streets
oh,
here.
I'm sorry, can I continue on?
Sure.
Like, okay, regarding that drug war, 8,000 Filipinos died, right? And then suddenly, on the streets of Makati, you'll see a group of people selling drugs freely, right? And then you'll think, man, how come these organized crime syndicate from the Barangay Tejeros in Makati City, and this girl with all of her hooker friends and all of her gangster friends in Makati can be able to sell drugs so freely? Then we started to conduct our own investigation. Oh, because he works with these types of people who runs these bars. This Joy Montes, the female, works with these Mariana Corporation, you know, that owns these bars. You know, they put, you know, example, right? And I'm scared about this, right? Or this female is delivering so much drugs to this royal curry house that, you know, they got connected with all these big time so-called mafia Indian guys, right? Dude, 8,000 Filipinos died in the hands of all their own Filipino people. And yet these guys who think that they get money can steal from us and then sell dope on the streets. You know, dude, how many children lost their fathers? How many fathers and mothers lost their sons? They would not even see them no more. Because of what? Because of that issue, that drug issue, to where these foreigners, I mean, not in general, but with a lot of foreigners who runs all these bars, right, can sell these drugs freely and sell whore and all these cyber sex, working with this girl named Joy Montes. And I ain't scared, you know? And a lot of these foreigners, you know, they scam, right? And this is the sad part, man. If you're a foreigner, you know, someone comes up to you and say you invest in the Philippines, don't do it.